So, Dr. Culpepper, it's been so exciting to build your innovation center inside the Omniverse City. And I know when you started, you've been participating in our events for years, and it was really a transition for you. Kind of taking that new role from being an audience member to being a producer and being a part of the show. And I haven't had that experience from your perspective before. So I'm just so excited to have you here today so we can show the people that you'll be inviting, whether they be audience members, partners, future producers, and creators with you, just to provide some insight into how that kind of transition has played out for you so far.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I'm excited to be on this journey or continue this journey with you. It's been a while back, starting maybe 2017 with your first My Vision show. And then here we are today in August 2025, where I have since 2017, it's been a process from my love of digital currencies and things of that sort. And then now we're morphing into AI, Web3, and all of this. And just to see how far you've come is absolutely amazing. And kudos to you. Um, and even from the Tuesday calls that I'm able to attend and some of the Thursday calls that I'm able to attend, and just seeing everything that you've done so far has been absolutely amazing. And I'm so very excited for you and to be on this journey. Just the building of the space alone was not only inspirational for me, it's kind of surreal when you have certain ideas in your mind and you're wondering how in the world are you going to get them from your brain out for others to see. It's an amazing transformation and a really good process for me to actually take part of. And so I thank you for that. The building of the space, your team did a phenomenal job with Eyesight Concepts. And I'm very, very pleased. Even though what you are helping me build is not finite, my hope is that it just continues to evolve and get better and better and better. There's really no end point to any of this that you're helping me build inside of the Innovation Center and even the activation lab that we have going on. So with everything being centered around my tagline that I do inside of Eyesight Concepts, which is see well, feel well, be well, I just like for everyone to understand that everything that I'm doing just starts with the vision and then it ends with ourselves as a whole, encompassing our bodies, minds, and spirits, and even beyond.
Absolutely. And I think there's a couple things I'd love to let you go back to and talk a little bit more about. But you kind of set me up for the perfect transition because the reason we're very clear that this is a progressive rollout is just like life continues to evolve. Think about Omniverse City as your living documentary studio. We all see those documentaries of people when they get famous, and you have to be famous for those documentaries to get on Netflix and stuff like that. But everybody's got stories that are great. You don't have to be like, an influencer with millions of fans to have a story that's remarkable. Your story is remarkable because you are representative of a lot of humans that are still out there fighting the good fight, and they're really truly unsung heroes. There's a lot of humility in optometry. There's a lot of, especially independent optometry, and all. I actually put all optometrists into this category as humble, yet committed. It doesn't, if you're in optometry at all, whether it be corporate, private, traveling the world in mission work, whatever it is that you're doing, you definitely do have to make a lot of sacrifices. It's not an easy job. There's a lot of
Oh,
people.
yes.
And since you've been working with me since 2017, you weren't a new optometrist then. You had been practicing for quite some time. But 8 years, that 8-year span think of 8 years. That's a snapshot that holds a very special range of series of events that has happened for optometrists that has just been progressive in some good ways and some bad ways. Can you talk to us as an optometrist what those last 8 years have been like for you from a progressive standpoint? And then let's talk about maybe what you see the next 8 years being like. And then we'll jump right into, what we're talking about today with how we're going to use your tools to get there.
Yeah, so the last 8 years in optometry, and I've been a Georgia licensed optometrist since '08. So by the time you and I first met, I had been practicing for eight, almost 9 years, and then we tack on another eight. So yeah, I'm rolling in about 17, 18 years or so. So for the last eight, I have seen the vision care industry keep chugging along. If I had to use a phrase to capture all of that, I would say we're just trying to do our best to hang on and do whatever we can to keep up with the trending times. I feel like sometimes the vision care industry can be a little slow in that change. I'd like for us to be pushed on the forefront. Um, More than we actually are. So that's why I'm a huge proponent of vision care education as well as eye care education, and trying to work with Georgia legislation on doing some things by getting eye care just put into the forefront of people's minds, and just how important eye care is to the human body itself and how it's connected to every other part of the body. For some reason, people tend to separate the two, and the eyes sit right in front of the brain. It's in the cervical spinal section of the body, and it's very, very important, and we tend to disassociate it with the rest of the part of the body. But I veered off a little bit, but yeah, I just want us to value our vision more, if that makes any sense, and treat it as a integral part of the rest of the body. What I see in the next 8 years, I hope it doesn't come to this. I don't want our industry to be forced to adopt technology and what's happening. I want us to embrace it, because I'm what my fear is that if we're forced to do it, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a lot of people kicking and screaming, and it's just not a good look. But if we just go ahead and start embracing it now and just make little small changes over time, it'll be more palatable, and then we can go ahead and get it done, and we won't be far behind.
So,
And you
first
had
of all,
something else. What was the last one?
I
Mm.
completely agree with you. And I have to say, the last 2 years of this journey, because a lot of people don't know the first 5 years of this production that we've had, which started as my vision show. 2 years pre-pandemic, we started this movement because as an early entrepreneur, which I know you're an entrepreneur as well, I just didn't see any channels for young emerging entrepreneurs to get their message out at all. There were like 3 or 4 social media channels that were heavily policed, almost to a criminal point. I mean, you want to talk about gatekeepers that like have, you want to talk about Karens with a power trip. Unbelievable. A lot of these, I'm sorry to say it, these social media channels that are supposed to be built so we could all have an opportunity to talk about innovation. And it's like, the people who start them are able to control like who gets visibility. And literally, there's no other place for you to get your word out except for these trade shows, which are ungodly expensive to be a part of. And in the beginning, when I started my company, there was literally no way for me to get my message out. So I built this platform for me, you know, 7 years ago, because I just thought it was unforgivable that I had this great idea of bridging the gap between e-commerce and eye care, true eye care, like actual eye care professionals, not just marketing people who wanted to sell glasses and make money. Big difference. Okay. It's a healthcare device. I don't know. Do you really want marketing people selling artificial hearts? Like,
Right.
right? So I just was like, okay, well, there's a reason that no actual eye care professionals are selling actual glasses, even though they see marketing companies selling glasses and lens manufacturers also not eye care professionals selling glasses and frame manufacturers also not. There's everybody selling glasses, but eye care professionals who
Mm-hmm.
actually are the ones who should be selling the glasses. And I felt like there was a reason, a logical reason why. And my logical reason was they just didn't have the tools. And even though I built that toolbox 7 years ago, 2 years pre-COVID, when if everybody would have adopted it, everybody would have been continuing to sell glasses during COVID, which they didn't, because the world shut down all of the independent eye care providers and kept
Mm-hmm.
all of the, corporate companies, kept them open. They were essential businesses, but not the independents. They weren't essential. They sold the same damn thing for the same damn reason. They weren't
Agreed.
essential, right?
Yeah.
But,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't create this stage for any of those platforms. I just created it because I wanted to get my message out. And post pandemic, everything changed. The world
Mm-hmm.
became hybrid without anyone knowing that that's what's happening. The world is now hybrid. Every human has a way that they do things digitally and a way that they do things physically. A few small percentages doing things virtually, but nobody, no platform has created an easy way for humans, us as humans, whether we're a professional human or a, entrepreneurial human or a stay-at-home human, doesn't really matter. A working mom human, doesn't, we're all humans at the end of the day. And we all have a digital, a physical, and a virtual footprint if we choose to claim it. And Omniverse City is here to help every human claim as many versions of their footprint as they can so that they can be accessible to the people that they want to be accessible to. It makes it easier. So what we're going to talk about today is how you, Dr. Culpepper, have taken that 8 years. 8 years is a very long time. It's almost a full decade. 8 years of research. And now you're making it easier for people and cutting years and years and years and years off of their adoption curve, because you can now take everything you've learned with all the new technologies that are out there, and you could take that 8 years for them and boil it down into like 30 to 60 days, I think. What do you think?
Oh yeah. 60 days is definitely doable. 2 months, definitely doable.
So let me just make sure I'm understanding this correctly. You believe that now, today, in 2025, with the technology that exists, you can take 8 years of grueling work. I've been by your side. I know how hard you've worked. I know the things you've achieved, and I know how hard you've worked to achieve them. You believe you could take that 8 years of blood, sweat, and tears and put it in a 60-day pill.
Absolutely. And if you're super, super busy, 90 days.
By the way, let's talk about how busy you are, because a lot of people are going to be like, she's probably one of these entrepreneurs who sits at home on her laptop all day and has nothing better to do. Uh,
Far from it.
so let's talk about all of the things that you have to manage.
Yes. So right now, I am currently managing 4 physical offices, one in Locust Grove, 3 in Macon. And I also have products that I sell as well. So in addition to practicing as a Georgia licensed optometrist Mondays through Thursdays, I actually have my own line of organic eye care products, specifically designed, one formula for dry eyes and the other for ocular allergies. And I'm also working on getting my footprint a little bit more established in the optical industry through my product Fit C, which is a patent pending adjustable frame. I also am working on a real estate project down in Macon, and I have 2 other businesses. One that is industrial outdoor storage, and the other is actually a real estate holding company that I have that I'm working on as well. So, in addition to that, in my personal life, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, a sister, a cousin, and just wearing lots of hats, but doing as best as I can in this rapidly changing environment.
You missed a really important one, two really important ones, three really important ones. So, number one, you have an incredible nonprofit that has an amazing mission that is doing amazing things. Number
Yes.
two, you are a key opinion leader, not only in your industry, but in your community in a very big way, very active. And number three, you're one of the first three optometrists in the world to ever produce an experience in the metaverse to bring eye care education not only to the public, but to other industry professionals so that they can learn, first of all, some of the things that you know, because let's face it, not every optometrist has the same knowledge. A lot of it, what you learn is through experience. So knowledge transfer is very important. And with all you guys being so busy, how the hell can you even do that, right?
Right.
But you also need to maintain your career through your education. So you got to do all that time to keep up your CE, not only on the optometric side, but on the dry eye and optical side as well. And you are managing and onboarding people through as a producer in the Omniverse City. Most people would listen to this and be like, there's absolutely no way on earth that this woman's capable of that. But make sure that we talk about, especially your nonprofit and how you manage your local profile and this new tool that you've now exposed yourself to, making yourself omniversal.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that, Charlene. Gosh, how can I forget about the nonprofit SOUP, which is an acronym for Scholas- Scholastic Optical Upliftment Program, and I'm the co-founder. Along with Dorian Cabrera, who has been a licensed optician for about 20 years himself. He's a licensed optical optician, and the program is designed around helping those who are underserved get into the optical industry at some point, whether it's to learn optical skills, whether it's learning certification into an optometric assistant program, whether it's in frame, either design or frame manufacturing, or just learning about frames, period, learning about lenses, things of that sort. Also, we also give away free glasses. We've done that this past month, and we'd like to make that a quarterly event. It happened in Macon, and we'd like to continue that tradition of doing that on a quarterly basis. One of the days is spent with people coming in with their prescriptions, and they're able to get their measurements, pick out their frame, and then 2 weeks later they come back and get those glasses.
Amazing. And speaking of glasses, one of the projects in Omniverse City that's going to allow you to help the patients that you either can't help because they're not in your physical proximity, or uh, one of the celebrities with optical near me is Drika Gates that we're working with. She has a very strong footprint in the Atlanta market. And obviously, as an optometrist with 4 practices, you have lots of patients that will come to you and say, hey, maybe I didn't find exactly what I needed after seeing you as an optometrist. And I really want to explore like some luxury options or some gaming eyewear or I want to enjoy the Fitzy product that you made, which, as however that fits in, or some of your actual products that you offer with your holistic eye care and healthcare options. You still have more in there. Isn't it crazy to you when you break this all down to think about how much you actually manage as a single human being?
And you know what, Charlene? It's funny because sometimes I don't like to think about it because I'm like, what are you doing? Are you insane? That's way too much. You got to start cutting some of this stuff out.
I can relate. And you've been attracting a lot of people that have come a lot closer to what you're doing. and have shown an interest in being a part of your domain, because as a producer, you are producing all the time in Omniverse City. You're producing content, you're showing up to our meetings, and when we say producer, it's kind of like taking that idea of user generated content, and it's, basically putting it on steroids. And you and I had a little bit of a kind of walkthrough of some of the producer tools that you have that maybe you didn't even realize you had, that allow you to take people through this fun, exciting, gamified journey where they can go into the metaverse with you, look and see the beautiful graphics, focus just on the fact that you're here in this space. I'm going to take you into your space in a moment here. But then you, after recording that, you can produce that into like little shorts and reels for social media. Can you talk a little bit about your vision and some of the different uh, types of shows that you're going to be producing here in Omniverse City?
Yes. So we're going to continue with any type of content that I have. We want that to be shared. And then we want to take it up a notch into some tiered programs for those who want more than just that entry level. So we want to provide certain things inside of those memberships to help with that. I'm trying to figure out the right words.
Well, and I think when we talk about memberships, it's really important to remember not everybody has the bandwidth and the strategic business mind to manage all of the irons that Dr. Culpepper manages. And when you have someone who's hyper focused on a city as influential in the world as Atlanta is, you have this opportunity to take this kind of massive flurry of activity that Dr. Culpepper is generating and benefit from it, whether it be as a business, as a brand, as an influencer, as a fellow eye care professional, fellow educator, fellow optometrist, fellow optician, frame manufacturer. All these are all people, individuals that can significantly benefit from the hard work that you're doing. So, these memberships are going to allow people to take money that they're probably spending somewhere else that maybe isn't performing. Because let's face it, ads don't perform like they used to. Trade shows don't perform like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
Strategic partnerships don't perform like they used to, or even worse, they just go away. So, we had a recent opportunity in the industry where 50% of most brands' budget is going to be up for grabs now, because the largest trade show in the country, which most brands participate in, just consolidated into one. And even if they raise their rate for the one event, they're surely not going to double it unless they want to lose everyone, which they don't want to do. So there's
Right.
this money now that these brands are going to have available, and they're going to have to figure out, where am I going to put it? You're a safe place to put it, because you're an optometrist that can showcase to the world, hey, this is what it's like to support an independent. This is what you get. This is how you can work with an optometrist like Dr. Culpepper, who can meet you physically if you happen to be in Atlanta, Georgia, virtually if you happen to not be in Atlanta, Georgia, and through the connected network of partners that you have. So now anyone can be a member of your ecosystem, whether they be an optometrist, a patient, a content creator. You already have people in your network. You have celebrities, you have event coordinators, you have, people that are traveling the world like Dr. Mina, who are, working with the Philippines to spread the word about sports vision and the Special Olympics. You've got this amazing network that people can take advantage of, starting at a free membership, and then in these tiered memberships as you start to roll out the different resources. So if you're somebody who's interested in joining Omniverse City through the Eyesight Concepts Innovation Center, Dr. Culpepper has an easy form that you can fill to come on and be a guest on her upcoming platform. The first stage, if you sign up to be a guest, is Dr. Culpepper will invite you into the Omnicom headquarters. This is the closest thing that we have to Zoom or Google Meets or Microsoft Teams, whatever that is. So you'll be able to come in, join as a guest, relax, be spoiled. Dr. Culpepper will give you all the tools that you need. You could just simply focus on whatever it is that you're passionate about. Dr. Culpepper is really great at using the tools within the Omniverse City to kind of showcase in a very interactive way what you do. We have everyone coming in from individuals that are talking about prosthetic eyes to companies that are solving global blindness to people like Dr. Mena, who was on our last showcase. We did a 3-hour showcase recently where Dr. Culpepper was able to do this long immersive panel. It was crazy how many people stayed for that whole 3 hours to really learn.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
was really, really surprised and very honored that people literally stayed the entire time.
And let's talk about that 3 hours. We recorded it, right?
Yeah. It was recorded, and I think the link is available, so we can send it out to whoever is interested. You can just let me know that you want that link. But Dr. Mina's presentation was absolutely phenomenal, and so was Dr. Terrio's and Dr. Legrand, and also Rich, who's an amazing individual. He's doing so much. Just great. I'm just so thankful for all of the participants that we had and the panelists who came to share their knowledge and expertise, and also the guests who came to share their time. And them staying the entire 3 hours was an absolute honor.
And there were people on that call that were school administrators, that were, leaders of and influencers and decision makers in the Atlanta public school system. So you're really pulling in a very prominent audience in your neighborhood there. And I just want to congratulate you for all the hard work that you've done. And I want to thank you with all the stacks on your plate that you still dedicate time to growing and managing your virtual presence with us. And we're so grateful to be that platform for you. So obviously stage one's really straightforward. Everyone gets to come in stages, and Dr. Culpepper is going to have her own unique onboarding way of working with people. So maybe she'll have a gamer or a programmer or developer. Maybe she'll work with one of the brands that we're talking to, like Ubisoft, who's clearly no stranger to virtual. And maybe one day she can interview one of their leaders. All these brands are still looking for exposure and definitely looking to bridge the gap between healthcare and gaming. So it wouldn't be out of reach for you, Dr. Culpepper, to have one of these leaders at one of these major big brands coming in, and they may want to skip the Zoom and go right to the immersion and be like, no, we want this to be brand relevant. We want to run around with you in the metaverse and have fun. And in a moment, I'm going to open up the Innovation Center so people can see what we're talking about here. But before I do, can you kind of give us a glimpse? Let's just dream out loud real quick. How could you envision somebody really taking advantage of this more immersive stage 2 version of your Innovation Center Activation Lab?
Yeah, so and first of all, I'd like to say absolutely, I'm totally open to working with any people or brands who are looking to scale and just want to get in here and see what the metaverse is all about. And if I can help in any way with any eye care or vision care, please don't hesitate to reach out. But yes, as far as just being a hub for just general eye care education, I'd like to bring on other experts outside of myself who may have created a niche within the vision care industry. Talk to them, because this is all about centered, remember, around seeing well, feeling well, and being well, which encompasses the entire body, not only the eyes. And I also, outside of education, like to reach out to other healthcare visionaries. Whatever anybody has going on, speak to anybody about what is happening when it comes to seeing well, feeling well, and being well. The Activation Lab, just to take it a little step further, if anyone has any ideas that they need help or want help in getting out, sort of like an inventors hub, but I don't really like to use the word inventors because we all have ideas, and sometimes people just need help with just getting pushed in or guided in the right direction to get their ideas out and to be manifested. And then also taking things more digitally, reaching out to the gaming industry, reaching out to the fashion industry, reaching out to all industries to see how we can make this thing work. So I'm super excited about all of this.
And I know, Dr. Culpepper, you tried for years to find the time to create content for social media. It's been almost your nemesis. How much more fun has it been using this content, which for a lot of people might seem intimidating? They might be like, how on earth did you even allow your brain to go here with everything else you have going on? And it obviously was a leap. I was there when you made this decision. It wasn't made easily, but now that you're on the other side, you kind of pulled off the Band-Aid. Has it really been that challenging?
Now that I'm kind of sort of on the inside looking out, it's a lot better. But when I was on the outside looking in, it just seems so daunting and just everything that you have to do. I just saw it as an additional hat that I had to wear. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is something else I have to do outside of the exam room, something else that I have to add to my checklist. But with the platform that you've provided for me, you and your team have provided for me, it's almost seamless and it's absolutely amazing. I'm so excited to continue using it. It makes my life a lot better and it's not as daunting as it seemed in the past.
You know, that was by design. When we built Omniverse City, we were building it at the same time as a lot of other platforms. Most of them do take a DIY approach. They give you tools and they try to make the tools easy. And as easy as they are, no one's going to use them. So
Mhm.
we kind of let you tell us what you want, and we call it dream building. We just make it happen. And the funny thing with you is you and I both kind of dream built with Jay, my partner, who actually builds the worlds. And we were like sitting there like little kids on Christmas, like, oh, what's it going to
Mhm.
be? And when he
Mhm.
showed us, I can't even tell you, I was completely blown.
Yeah. I
I'd
did
never, go ahead, tell me what that was like the first time you
I
saw it.
did not think that I was going to see what I saw. I told Jay, he asked me a few questions and I told him everything that I could just kind of just think of and he made it better.
I ain't even gonna lie. I would have not been able to come
Like,
up with
what?
this idea on my own. And that's why it's so important to have a team. And it goes to show you that like everyone here really cares. Like they really, really, really care about your
Yeah.
team, and they really just want it to be like we really respect and appreciate all the work that you're putting into your contribution to humanity. Let's face it. And it's like the better the tool is for you. Let's really, before we show the Innovation Center, let's talk about some of the people that you've attracted with this, that have come to you, this inbound interest that you're getting, that is not easy, especially when you can't manage that social media presence and tickle those algorithms. Have we broken algorithms?
Yes, let me tell you, because there's no way the type of people that have approached me about what I have going on would have, I don't think they would have seen me on my channels. There's no way. Not on my little social media channels. No,
And we
absolutely
haven't even
not.
kicked it up yet. We're going to kick it up a notch, but Omniverse City knows better. We're not going to push people too much too soon. Something like this goes viral very, very quickly. And our goal is to have all of the inbound resources, including you, really ready when the seal bursts. Because you know, if anybody's ever done anything that's gone viral, you know what shit that is. So you know, it's really great to see the especially the educational institutions. That has been my favorite part. And I know you
Yes.
already talked to some, talk a little bit about that before we go into eyesight concepts. So, you know, and I'd love to hear like when they reach out to you, like what are they like? Do they have questions? Do they kind of get it? Are they like, what are you doing? Is it like, why are you in the metaverse? Like, there's
Yes.
like some mixed feelings about the metaverse with people. You're a
Well,
medical professional. So I'd love to hear like what the outsider's perception has been.
When people approach me, because I've been sharing like little links and things of that sort with my inner circle, and they're like, "What is this? What are you doing? I can't wait to join. Let me know when you get it all ready and keep me posted." Things of that sort. And then I also want to say, even down to Dr. Head being the founder and owner of Pink STEM and the amazing work that she's doing in Macon, Georgia, me having a chance to impact the children, that's not only I don't see it as only a passion project, but that's life-changing work to me, to be able to help these kids with STEM, and just they just want to know what it is. And some people want to know, how can I get involved? Some people just kind of stand off a little bit, just kind of watch me do my thing. And I'm pretty sure they'll come in later as things develop. And that's why I totally see Eyesight Concepts as an ongoing project. It will never, ever, ever stop. It's revolutionary. I'm excited.
Yeah. So now let's go in. And so, as a producer, you really lived up to that term because you produced right down to what we're going to see when we hit visit. We're not going to talk over it because we don't have to. So, as a matter of fact, Dr. Culpepper and I are not going to present eyesight concepts to you who are watching. Eyesight Concepts is going to present itself. Here we go.
Welcome to the Eyesight Concepts Innovation Center, where eye care fits your lifestyle. Dr. Culpepper is a Georgia licensed optometrist since '08 and your champion for vision advocate. Use this space to attend virtual consultations, book appointments to one of her Georgia locations, attend events, learn about our Affluence and Fitzy products, and more. Eyesight Concepts. See well, feel well, be well. Please enjoy your visit.
That reminds me of when I go to Disney World. I mean, that was not our idea. I just want to be very clear. That was your idea. You came up, you designed a voiceover, you produced it and everything. What made you come up with that idea? What, like, that's such a sweet little such a simple little element, but it's one of my favorite parts of this. It's like, I hear your voice, you're not here, but I feel like you're there, you're present. You know, there's something magical with Omniverse City, and I'm not just saying it because it's my platform. It like locks your essence in the space. You don't just visit these empty spaces. Even when people aren't there, you feel their passion. You feel it. Like, everybody tells me when they come here, I feel her. Like, what can you express? Like, have you experienced that yourself?
I did. The people that I have known to enter my space, they're like, "Oh my God, that's so." You gave that. You told who you were, you told what the space was, and you told what you could do in the space currently, and you told a little bit how to navigate the space. And so it's kind of like an introduction to the introduction, if that makes any sense. Because you know how you enter a store and you see things, but you're not surely sure about what to do, where to go, or who to talk to. You're just kind of roaming around and you're not really quite sure. Well, I didn't want people who took their time and energy to come into my space to feel that way. So I wanted to give them a introduction as to what they would encounter, and what they can do inside the space. And for those who didn't know me, you just give them a little bit about me before they actually enter the space. So the hallway definitely serves a purpose. It gives the person time to walk down the hallway to enter the space, and as you're walking, you're getting that introduction.
Well, and it also teaches them to walk, because one of the biggest challenges is most people don't know how to use WASD. And,
Oh,
you were there before, as we're optimizing Omniverse City, we're
yeah.
very much build the plane while flying organization. And by the way, if you don't believe that you are one of those organizations, you just haven't entered the 2025 era yet.
Right.
But we are all building the plane while flying, simply because
Yeah.
new parts for the plane are being invented every day.
Hmm.
If you're not introducing new tools, then you're missing out on a lot. And you've watched as these new tools have been added, the ability to, it's loading faster, the instructions are here. How have you seen that improve the user adoption even?
Oh my goodness. The improvement in user adoption and all of the different tools that are arriving, it seems like each week if not each week, every 2 weeks, there's something that's being added. So once you start this process, just know that there won't ever be a time to where you feel like things are at a total standstill. And I say that because even after you're onboarded, you'll have things to do. And if you feel like, oh man, I kind of flew through that checklist and I'm waiting on a team to get back to me, there's always something that you can do to learn further the tools that they've already given you. There's so much. So there won't be a boring day. It'll be boring unless you make it boring. But we have so many tools available. It's absolutely insane.
And it's cross generational. So you could be in here with a 5-year-old and an 85-year-old, and they could be having lots of fun together.
That's right.
Closing that generational gap is really important right now, because if we're going to move forward in the future as a community, as a world, we're all going to have to learn to work together.
Agreed. Yep.
So we're going to let Dr. C do her thing. So, hi, Dr. C. I want to have a really good visit here. I'm fairly new to this space. Can you tell me where I should start?
Oh, hello there. Welcome to Omniverse City. I'm so excited you're here. As for where you should go, I recommend visiting Serafina Pulse in District E, where you can explore the shops. It's a wonderful place to start your adventure.
But what about here in Eyesight Concepts Innovation Center? What could I do here?
At the Innovation Center, you'll find a world of cutting-edge vision solutions. You can explore our FitXC adjustable eyewear, discover our Afflu-EYN's organic eye care products, and learn about our Champion for Vision Wellness program. It's all about seeing well, feeling well, and being well.
And so now I'm going to go to the Innovation Lab. And just so you know, the Dr. C that you experienced today is going to continue to evolve. Now that Dr. Culpepper is through with what we call our MVP, our minimum viable product, which is what you're seeing here, she's in a position now to take this space and really start dialing in to some of the different use cases and redesigning everything to help people kind of get connected to the right journey for them. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. So we did that. And the last thing, well, before I move on to the rest of this presentation and we just kind of wrap up with quickly stage 3 and 4, is there anything else that you'd like to add about the Innovation Center for anyone who's interested in participating beyond just doing like a podcast style of event? You know, what are the types of guests and partnerships that you're looking for?
So I am looking for anyone who is a proponent and a friend of the vision care industry, anyone who's into health and wellness, good nutrition, anyone who has an idea and they want that idea to manifest into whatever product or service that they have. We're here to help you with that inside of the actual activation lab, which is another area of the Eye Innovation Center. And it is a little bit separate from regular eye care education, but it's just another pathway for people to see well, feel well, and be well.
If you were to think about the average optometrist and optician eye care professional, and you were to guesstimate from a percentage point how much they've really been exposed to all the different products and services and innovations that are out there, not even just with Omniverse City, but just within the industry itself, because there's finally this explosion of innovation happening within the industry. What would you say would be the percentage that most people can kind of percentage of adoption, let's say, you see on average from your peers?
Adoption? Ooh. I would say maybe about 5-10% as far as actually adopting.
Wow. What about as far
Yeah.
as awareness goes, like just being aware of it?
Awareness is higher. Awareness, I would say maybe about 50, 50, maybe 60%. Well, let me just go with 50%. Yeah. As far as awareness. Now, the adoption, no, not yet.
And I'll tell you, one of the ways that we can really work together in stage 3 and stage 4 is with a lot of these major brands in the industry. A lot of them are very innovative. We mentioned some of them before. I know a lot of these companies, so I'll call them out by name. Companies like MacuHealth, who have this amazing macular supplement. As we all know, macular degeneration is happening to people younger and younger and younger. Anybody who's working with cracking the code on things like, for instance, I just started reading all these articles on Ozempic. Some of these subjects are so fresh and early, and AI is making it so incredibly difficult for people to do their research like they used to because it's confusing. AI just doesn't give. It gives a lot of information, but sometimes the information it hallucinates, and it's so confident that how does the average consumer know if that's real or not? So, we've really got to take it, harness. We got to take the reins of these channels and start going direct to consumer with actual certified professionals. So someone like a MacuHealth, like an Alcon, like a Bausch and Lomb, like if somebody mentioned the other day, oh, uh, Bruder, all these great products that sit on the shelf. People have questions. They want to know, how do I use it? And they're not getting those answers all the time. They're hurting themselves sometimes, just trying to figure it out on their own. A big culprit of this are these dry eye masks, which are really helpful. But think about all the people that get their faces burnt because they don't
Yeah.
know how to read the instructions. I mean, eyelashes, there's all these. Talk about some of the dangers that you see every day as an eye care professional, just from people getting wrong information or not getting information at all.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, the number one thing that comes to mind with me are the eyelashes. Number one, what the product is made out of, and then what you're using to adhere the product to your lids, just the proper way to wear them, how many hours a day to wear them, the proper way to remove them and maintain them and store them and care for them. There's so much information out there. So I always try to tell people, yes, AI is amazing, but just like anything else, you have to validate and confirm and make sure that what it's spitting out to you is actually correct. And so that's another reason why I want to bring in the experts that are within themselves, experts within their fields, in order to debunk myths and tell people the right and wrong way to do things. Very
Now,
important.
with the majority of the brands that we just mentioned, if not all of them, more than likely not having 3D visual tools of these things, it's going to be very intimidating for them to think about creating demonstrations of their product in 3D. Because you've done this now, you've kind of said, here's what I envision, very unique things that aren't like templatized out there in the world. There's nobody else with a spinning eyeball in the middle. Like,
And I also just learned today that Charlene, am I the first optometrist in Fortnite or one of the first optometrists in the Fortnite gaming industry?
you are definitely the first. You and I'll say that you and Dr. Terrio are tied for first to be the first optometrists with an eye care practice inside of Fortnite.
I'm so excited. That's exciting.
And it's 650 million users. Um, what is the opportunity for brands, the legacy brands that you know of, to connect with these Gen Z and Gen Alpha and younger millennials? What is the opportunity for them that they might be missing by not embracing this?
The opportunity is very high. The cost for not doing it is high. especially if you are a person and you want to get a message out. And especially if you are a brand, you are missing out on major opportunities and major exposure with a platform that you have so many tools to use.
And we have a window of time where these tools are not like everyone's doing it type of thing. Once you have big brands throwing millions of dollars into this, which they're gearing up for now, you're going to be right back to where you are fighting for that share of voice. This is the one moment, the quiet before the storm, where you can build your own presence and not appear like a Me Too brand.
I agree with that. Let me tell you what we are experiencing now and what you guys have built is synonymous to me with when Facebook ads first came out or when YouTube first came out and there was hardly anyone on the platform. It hadn't been saturated just yet. I use the word saturation loosely here. And it's just everybody that was in there, the opportunities were just off the charts because there was hardly anyone there. And then as soon as more people start coming in, then those platforms took a step back and said, "Oh, well, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to gatekeep more. We don't have this in this particular era because this is web 3 and beyond innovation here. It's not the Web 2 innovation that you spoke about earlier, Charlene, with all of the gatekeeping. We don't do that here."
Absolutely. And I think that's the most important point, and we can wrap up on this point. One of the things that I know you've embraced is working with all of the other producers and domain hosts and just visitors. And you've met a lot of different people. Maybe some of these people you'd never meet out in the real world. A lot of them on paper, you might not appear to have anything in common with them. But you found this common denominator in that you're all futurists and you want to embrace the future. And whether you come from a completely professional background or you're what affectionately Web3 calls a degen. Like
Yes.
we can
And
all
then
work
also
together.
yes, and even just finding people who you share a common knowledge with can be daunting at times. But when we came here, it was like all of us felt home. And that's where the Tuesdays and Thursdays calls are so important. I wish I can get to them more often, but my work schedule kind of keeps me away sometimes. But just to get on those calls and you don't have to, what do you call that? Try to educate people on how important this technology advancement is and what's going to happen. Everybody just gets it, and we're helping each other with their projects and trying to collaborate and partner on different things. Giving people ideas that within itself is priceless because you don't have to feel like you're alone to tackle this.
So a lot of people might look at this and say, okay, obviously this is an investment. You're making an investment. You are an investor in Omniverse City, and you have been even from the days when you were coming as a visitor. I look at every single person's contribution as an investment because we've got brands that have paid over the years to advertise that only paid because they want to get in front of optometrists like you. And now you have your own tools to do your own type of collaboration. So let's talk about the revenue streams in Omniverse City that you're going to embrace and continue to open up and manifest and grow. Where do you want to take this as a business?
Oh gosh. I have no limits. I have no limits with this. I feel like there's something out there for everyone. Regardless of what you want to do, you can start off with something super small and then it grows and grows and grows and grows. Some people may want to come in and they just may want to do one project and then they're done. There's no limit to any of this.
I love that. So I think in wrapping up, this is just the first opportunity that Dr. Culpepper and I have had to show off the incredible work that she's done. And she's really leaned into the Omniverse City team. We've given her the support that she needs so she can continue seeing her patients on a full-time basis and still having this platform come together to stay in line with her growth. So as she grows, her space grows with her. And even if she's only putting, 10 to 20% of the time in that she would want to, Omniverse City is here to fill in the other 80%. So she still has a tool that's evolving with her. And now she gets to take this moment, this like kind of eye of the storm, and say, okay, here's what we have. Now we could see the future. Let's rock and roll, lock and load. I'm going to give you the last word, Dr. Culpepper.
Yes, let's get out there and help some people. And if you yourself, or if you know of anyone who is interested in partnering with Eyesight Concepts, see well, feel well, be well, you want to add value to what we have going on as far as any type of, I don't want to say interviews, but talks, to share your expertise in your area, let us know if you have any ideas on a project that you're working on and you are interested in doing that inside of the metaverse, inside of Omniverse City, inside of the Innovation Activation Lab. Let me know. Support at eyesightconcepts.com, or you can even call 470-207-5999.